All right. What's up? Wow, good timing. Look at that, Greg.
All right, what
Right
is
when we
up,
started.
everybody? What is up, everybody? Welcome to another Sunday live stream on our Sweat the Bet YouTube channel, brought to you by oddsjam.com. If you haven't checked it out, please check out our sponsors, OddsJam. If you are sports betting, and you probably are if you're here for NFL Sunday, go check out oddsjam.com. We have positive EV alerts for all the major sports, bet trackers, arbitrage opportunities, easy line shopping, all the good stuff. So you got to check them out. Go check it out, oddsjam.com. We are the hosts of the OddsJam Sweat the Bet podcast, Andrew Kim, a.k.a. the Parlay Doc, and Matt, a.k.a. Jedi Modi. What is up, Matt? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. The Eagles had a bye last week, so I feel like when your team has a bye week, it feels like it's been 9 years since they last played a game. So I'm feeling good.
All right. We still got London Magic right now playing in the background. So for those of you who followed, I never stop. I never sleep. Last night, 1 a.m., I put out the props. So if you follow me on my timeline, this is why you follow us on different platforms. I had ETN over 69.5 rushing yards, crushed it. He crushed it literally. I think it was in the second quarter. We had Latavius Murray over 7.5 carries or rush attempts, barely by the skin of our teeth. We get that. I think he's at 8 right now. But you know what? 2 for 2 on the London props overseas. So look, I was looking at weather reports, all that stuff, guys. So I think I'm going to get screwed by Sutton. I had a non-touchdown SGP with Dulcich, Judy, Hamler, Sutton all going on their overs. I expected a negative game script for the Broncos, which semi played out, but of course Sutton's going to screw me right now. So I'm going to fall one leg short on that non-touchdown passing SGP. I cannot believe it. Of all four of those guys, it's not Hamler, but it's Sutton that's going to screw me this morning.
Yeah, that Broncos offense, it's never going to be good. I will say, talking a lot of smack after losing one playoff game at home. The Phillies did what they needed to do. They stole one at home. Now they go back to Philly, where they have yet to lose a playoff baseball game.
Whoops. Wow, look at that! Look at that defiance.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be strutting too much just from not getting swept in your 2 home games. Is all I will say there. But we will see. And we'll see. Astros, I mean, they're like an insanely and crazy good baseball team. But Philly stole one in Houston. That's all they needed to do. Now they can close it out at home, and we'll see.
Yeah, they got the job done. They just need to take one of those. So
exactly.
All right, guys. So let's dive into the NFL slate. So if you have not listened to our full podcast episode with our previews this week, let's go over our best bets. You can still go and skip through some of that episode. Go scroll towards the end, guys. That's where we usually do our best bets for our full length, weekly previews. I'll go through mine real quick. Only 2 out of the 3 are pertinent to today because one of mine was for tomorrow as well. I think we had some overlaps as well. Mm-hmm. So I am on the Dolphins minus 3.5. I do think that their offense is just going to be a bit too much. I do think there's a chance that the Lions are going to put up some points. It looks like they get some of their weapons back this week and are healthy. But I have Dolphins minus 3.5. I'm just pounding the Bills minus 10.5. And then I think it's tomorrow night, the Bengals minus 3. I think those are my 3 for the main market best bets that we previewed earlier in the week. And what were yours again, Matt?
Yeah, so I was with you on the Bengals and the Bills. I will say that Jamar Chase news kind of came out of nowhere. I'm still not scared off of it. I still think that they're going to cover 3. And then the other ones that I had, so my third official one was the under in the Eagles-Steelers game, under 44. And then I had, since we had so much overlap, I had some other ones. I had I guess I had the under, where is that? In the Rams 49ers game, I had the under as well. And then I took the Titans minus 1.5. Granted, I wasn't expecting Tannehill to not play. So that one, injuries, I mean, that is the risk of coming out with an episode early, is you run into that. But I still think they can beat the Texans. Like Malik Willis, run him around a ton, run Derrick Henry into the ground. I think they should be able to beat the Texans, but that ended up is no longer plus EV because of that. But sure. Those are my 3 main ones, and then my 2 backups.
All right. Any other just like main market games that kind of stand out to you? Main market bets before we dive into individual player props or just kind of weekly specials, boosts, all those things. Any other main markets that kind of scream out some value or anything that stands out for you, Jedi?
Yeah, a couple. So I mentioned the under in the 49ers Rams. I love that play. I like the Vikings -3 against the Cardinals. I put a unit on that one. I put a unit on the under in the Jets Patriots game, just because I think that game's going to be gross. And then I put a half unit on Eagles first half spread -6.5. They've covered the first half spread in every single game so far. The risk there is that they're coming off of a bye, so maybe they like get out a little slow. But they've been like the best first half team, both offensively and defensively in the NFL. So I figured I would ride with it -6.5 for the Eagles.
Cool. I don't have any, too many more main market plays, but for those of you who follow Football Outsiders, I'll give you a couple of totals that they seem to have that their algorithms seem to have some high confidence on. Their top confidence pick for totals is for tomorrow in the Cleveland Cincinnati game. With they're projecting the total to be closer to 42, so that's one of their highest confidence picks, which to me it makes sense. I mean, you have Cleveland who's going to run the ball. Cincy, which they can, despite their weapons, we've seen it, can get off to slow starts, still finding their stride. I don't care what anyone says, but obviously it's been more optimistic recently. So I could definitely see that for today, interestingly. And I can see this too. I'll have to look at it more after the episode. For those of you who are looking, though, for the Falcons Carolina Panthers game, total sitting somewhere around 41.5. Their projections show 44.2, and their pick confidence is one of the top 2 picks by their kind of software, their system. So interestingly, those were the top 2. So the under for Monday night's game, and then for today, the ones that they seem most confident on is the Falcons Panthers over. They're projecting it almost 3 full points over the current sitting total right now. So
yeah, I can see that. If you want to take, you can get over 41 at -109 on Bet Rivers. So pretty good line there. Not getting it below -110, which is good.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well, so as you guys are kind of trickling in here, let us know your thoughts about any, we're moving on to individual props and boosts and specials and all that stuff. So let us know if you guys have any other thoughts or questions as Matt and I just start rolling into some of ours.
Yeah, actually, sorry, I have one square money line parlay that I like to do every.
Let's do it.
This one, not great odds. Eagles, Bills, Cowboys -136. I parlayed to win a unit on that one. I feel like we get screwed by one of these teams losing a week. Like we'll pick 4, one gets upset. But Eagles, Bills, Cowboys. I know it's against your Bears, so maybe you shouldn't ride with it because then that means the Bears are going to win. But I did block in that square money line parlay.
Eagles, Bills, Cowboys. I have a hard time seeing that one losing.
I know. I feel like this way every week, but there's always some crazy upset.
Yeah. I can see it though. I can see it, and I'm all about square parlays. I don't care what anybody says. I always have at least one per weekend. So
got to have one square parlay a week.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so let me see. I actually haven't had a chance because of my timing has been thrown off by this London game that I was up researching stuff last night and watching this game this morning. Usually I'm all over the boosts. Let me see what boosts are available right now. So
there are 2. At least I have 2. One of them I didn't really like that much. One of them I put the full 50 on.
Okay. Let's see. I got one here. I don't know if you got this one. It's Saquon Barkley, McCaffrey, Taylor, each to rush for 50.
Yeah, that's the one I put the full 50 on.
Yeah.
That one I liked.
I like that. I mean, let me see here. Let me just go to rushing yard projections for fantasy stuff. We got, let's see here. McCaffrey projected around 60 something. I don't even need to look at Barkley. I mean, I'm assuming he's going to hit that. Yeah. I mean, that's not even a question. Yeah, that's not bad. I'll take that. I'm sold on that. I mean, that to me, if it doesn't hit, it's like whatever. I mean, it is what it is. But there's value there at plus 200 when it's boosted like that. So I'm in on that. So I would say that's a good one. These are below projections for all 3. Really, in my mind, you're just risking it on McCaffrey more than anything. So.
Yeah, McCaffrey and Taylor's a little scary with like a new quarterback. You just don't know how that offense is going to look.
Sure.
But he's projected. I looked at it earlier. He's projected at like 70. Like if you look at the sharp books, like 77. So like even though it's scary because of the change at quarterback, he's projected to just slam that over.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what you're betting on. You're betting on value, and there's value built into that.
Exactly.
So I'd say I'm doing it. So for the record, yeah, I'll be in for the 50 with you, Matt, on that one.
Yep. I put 50 on it as well.
Okay. And then what was the other one you see? I have one other one too. That's my
So was
PMI,
yeah,
PMI one.
Yeah, I didn't like that one. Colts, 49ers, and Bill. So Colts to win, 49ers to win, and Bills to cover 6.5. I like the 49ers and the Bills, but
yeah,
betting on someone who in his first career start to win, and the Commanders, like, I mean, they stink, to be clear, they stink, but they've won 2 straight. Like, they beat the Packers last week. They're not like a total train wreck, especially I think with Wentz out, they're probably better. And I just don't think that it's good value to bet on someone to win their first career start.
Yeah, I hear you. You're right. Of those 3, I like the 2 that you mentioned. I don't know. I mean, you're just gambling blindly on the QB to see, if they can cover or win or whatever. So that's a hard one.
Yeah, I mean, the plus 500 odds are juicy. Maybe put like a quarter unit on it, 25 to win, 125, just for the value of it. But yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of that one.
Yeah, quarter unit, a little sprinkle. Yeah, I can buy into that. So okay, all right, okay. Any other specials from the other books? Anything else that stood out to you?
Nah, no boosts for me.
Okay. All right, let's dive into some individual props, individual touchdown scores. Let me see. I mean, for me, I know these are going to sound a little chalky, but so I got a couple, for me, I just think, in terms of some touchdown scores that stand out today, I know I actually haven't been pounding this. Like last season, I was all over Derrick Henry nonstop. I think I've maybe bet on Henry individually maybe once, if even this season. But yeah. I think today's a day where you do that.
I agree.
A Texans team. So I am gonna, there's not a ton of value there at minus 140, but I think I am gonna dabble a little bit on his 2 touchdowns today.
Okay, I like that.
Just for a fun one. I mean, I wouldn't ever recommend considering that a simple straight play, betting on 2 freaking touchdowns is hard enough to get 1. But I think in this situation, right, you have Malik coming in, right, at QB. Houston is vulnerable against the run. What better day than today to just pound the rock a million times, right?
Yeah. So, real quick, this was on the 50+ rushing one was on FanDuel.
Yeah, that was on FanDuel as one of the boosts. It seems like most people have that one. So
yeah. So I just want to answer that real quick.
So I'll have to shop around a little, but on FanDuel as just at least a gross reference point, it looks like Henry 2 TDs is like plus 440. Not the best, but like I said, it's more of a situational play given the circumstances at QB, the run D of the Texans. I expect I'll just keep pounding it a few times, in that goal zone area, red zone area. That I don't know. I'll dabble in that one.
Yeah.
For 2 touchdowns for Henry.
I like that one. Another chalky play was Josh Jacobs. Like the odds aren't as bad as the Henry one, like minus 115 straight up. Score twice is plus 500, but he's just been on fire recently. Like if you look at his last 3 games, he's over 140 yards. He had 3 touchdowns last week. He has 6 touchdowns in the past 3 weeks combined. They're just feeding him. It's like, and he's in a contract year, so they're just going to run him into the ground. The Saints run defense has historically been good, but they've taken a little bit of a step back this year. I'm looking it up on DVOA because I can't remember exactly what it was.
19th.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So again, then like another chalk play, another square one, but Jacobs has just been on fire, and minus 115, I think is pretty good value straight up. So, I like him straight up, and I like him if you want to get 2+.
I'm already smelling that we're going to have a chalky running back parlay later at the end of this. So that might be a nice piece to it too. So,
yeah.
All right. So other ones that stand out, again, I'm trying to figure out how to maximize the value is, in the Cowboys Bears game. I'm staying away from the bad juju of like fading my Bears per se. So I don't know if I'll partake in your square parlay, but I do think, today's got to be Pollard day, right? I mean, Pollard.
Yeah, it does. I just worry that Pollard, like, he's not someone that could handle a full workload like Zeke. He's more of like a scat back type running back, like a Kamara, who doesn't get like a ton of work, but he's just very efficient when he gets it. So I think he'll be good. I just worry that I just don't think he's going to get quite the level of work that we think. That's all.
So let's do this. Who's one of the 2? Because they signed 2, right, to the roster. As
honestly,
because of Zeke, right?
Yeah, they signed. Someone that's like been in the public, like who we know, but I can't remember who it is.
We should pick the one of the two that is more like a truck that'll run it in from the half-yard line.
Yeah, true.
And just get it for sneaky, because I know what you're saying, right? He's really not the 1-2 yard line, just run it up the gut. He's more that versatile, like you said, scat back, little, fake run up the middle, curve off to the side, little, screen pass, etc. We should look at that later. We should see
Malik Davis. That's who they signed. It was a rookie they signed, Malik Davis. I mean, that would be a good sprinkle.
Let me see. I wonder if they even have a line for him. Maybe they don't even. Let me see.
I'm sure they do. They have a line. Malik Davis plus 600 to score.
Maybe that's the one.
Put $20, 20 to win.
Well, yeah, we'll look at it later. Maybe. Okay, that's a good thought though.
But yeah, anyways, I agree with you that I think he's going to have a good game. I just don't necessarily think he's going to have as much work as the public expects, just because that's not his playing style.
Let's see here. So there's a couple positive EV plays. So I wanted to bring it up because I'm not totally sold on them. So I want you and the audience to tell me, stay away, like we did one other time where I did stay away and you guys saved me, I think. So just because something's positive EV doesn't mean you automatically better, right, guys? So here's a couple that I spotted right now on the OddsJam positive EV tool. So for those of you, take free notes if you don't have access, okay? So one of them is Rondale Moore, over 4.5 receptions, plus 140 on DraftKings. Or no, I'm sorry. There's that. It already moved. Rondale Moore over 35.5 yards, receiving yards, plus 108 on Caesars. Sorry, that's one. About over 4.5%, about 4% positive EV. Rondale Moore over 35.5, plus 108 on Caesars. Talk me out of it or into it, Matt.
So the fantasy football podcast I listen to are Cardinals fans. So they talk a lot about like what's going on with the Cardinals. So the thing with Rondale Moore, they use him as like a gadgety type player. Like they give him like screen passes. They give him end arounds, stuff like that. But where he's good is when he plays in the slot. So week against the Eagles, 7 receptions for 68 yards, primarily played in the slot. Next week against Seattle, 6 receptions for 49 yards, primarily played in the slot. But then the following week against the Saints, Hollywood Brown was hurt. So he played on the outside and he only had 1 reception for 31 yards. So with DeAndre Hopkins back and with the trade for Robbie Anderson, you hope that like those will be the 2 outside receivers and then Rondale Moore will be the slot. If he is, then I like it. We just don't know if they're going to give Robbie Anderson any run. So it's a risk because if he ends up playing on the outside, then he's not going to hit it. He's just not. But if maybe they put like the corpse of AJ Green back out there, maybe they put Robbie Anderson on the outside and keep Moore in the slot. It just depends on how they use him.
Gotcha.
So I don't know if that was helpful or hurtful, but that's the analysis.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to debate. I'll debate. If you guys have thoughts, chime in. I mean, basically, I was thinking a lot of the things you said, and just the attention that's going to be on Hopkins is just, will those opportunities be there against not the stingiest secondary, basically, right?
Yeah, so, I mean, Hopkins went off last week, but he got like, are they just going to pepper Hopkins with targets, and our team's going to try and stop him?
Yeah, that's always the mystery. So, yeah. Second one, maybe this one you might have a more firmer talk on this, because I'm looking at it and it's just a total mystery. You're basically just going to gamble on an unknown. Is Malik Willis right now? You have over 14.5 completions on PointsBet for plus 125, which
that is not a lot of completions.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But we all, right? The fear though is he just going to run it all day? Is he going to hand it off to Henry? Is he just going to run around? Right? It's so it feels like a trap. It feels like it's baiting me. It's over 13.5 is at like minus 130 something on other books, but on PointsBet, just that one extra over 14.5 plus 125 on PointsBet right now. So talk me out of it, or there's value. What do you think?
I'm trying. So I want to give the proper credit. Someone had a really good stat that Malik Willis, when he's pressured, he either runs or takes a sack like 50% of the time.
Wow.
So if Houston dials up the blitz and he's constantly under pressure, then then he's just going to run. He's going to run the entire time.
So let me ask you this then, not knowing, let's roll with your theory then, not knowing, and he's an unknown, but that's the thing. I mean, from the limited footage I've seen of him, I've seen that happen, right? So
yeah,
do I roll with the low completion total, or do I roll with the theory he's going to hand it off to Henry a million times and maybe he's going to run in for one? So take a value TD for him to rush one in.
I think you can probably hedge it and take both, and assuming they're both plus money, just put a half unit on each one, and you could have the opportunity of hitting both. Like if they just do a bunch of short passes and like that's how they get him acclimated by just like screen passes, like dump offs to Henry, dump offs to the tight end, whatever, then he could easily hit that 15 completions and he could still run one in.
Yeah.
So you could hedge it and try and protect yourself from losing both. But there's a risk. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm going in eyes wide open that it's an unknown. So I'm assuming because of just people watching his previous, limited footage for collegiate stuff, him started, like the line is so low, and I think people are assuming all he's going to do is pass it off to Henry and use his legs. So, it's so tempting. But I'm just putting it out there, guys. There's a low total out there for some completion. So I'll have to debate these, but I think I am, and that's what I was thinking, Luke. So Luke put up the, the stats. That's what I was talking about against Minnesota. I think I am going to dabble in the Rondale Moore one. I feel like, God, it's just so low, 35.5 yards. I am taking it. So just for the record, I am going to go over on Rondale Moore, 35.5 yards, guys. So plus 108 on Caesars. I'm taking it right now as a plus EV play.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, if he plays the slot, then it's a good play and he'll hit it. And you hope that they'll use him correctly. So I had 3 player props that I put a full unit on that I liked a lot. The first one, Cooper Kupp over 91.5 receiving. It was minus 115 at BetMGM. I mean, this one, like, I don't think you need a ton of analysis. Kupp has just been getting
force fed.
He's getting force fed. He's getting a ton of targets. If the 49ers continue to get as much pressure on the Rams as they've been getting, then he's going to have 15 targets. The next one, and this one I like, I think it might be my favorite one.
Okay.
Sam Ehlinger over 25.5 rushing yards.
He
ran this. So this was at BetMGM and Betfred. So if you have BetMGM, like I'm limited there, so I don't really, I try to, if I have the option, I'll take another book, but he ran a ton in the preseason. Part of the reason for his Matt Ryan's benching was because he's such a statue in the pocket. And Frank Reich was basically like, our offensive line struggling. We need someone who can move. So I think they're really going to try to use his legs a lot. So that one's definitely my favorite one. And my last one, and these all I put 1 unit on, risked 1 unit. We talked about this player, but Josh Jacobs over 84.5 rushing yards. I saw like other books have him priced at like 89.5.
Yeah, they do.
And
they do. Yep.
In the same, like I said, the Raiders have just been feeding him. He's in a contract year. He's running hard. He's just trying to get paid. He's had over 140 in the past 3 weeks alone. And unless he gets hurt, I just think they're going to continue to give him the ball 20, 25 plus times. And if he's even has mild efficiency, then he'll hit this over. So that's the last one that I locked in that I really liked.
Okay. Where did you find the Ehlinger over rushing that one?
So that was minus 115 at BetMGM and Betfred.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. That's if someone doesn't want to take all 3 and just wants to cherry pick, that one is definitely my favorite by far.
That's the favorite. Okay. All right. Any other ones? Because I texted you some of these, Matt, so you already know where I'm going. I got some like super lotto. For those of you who are watching the Powerball, I didn't win, and it looks like none of you won because now it's up to like $1 billion. So I got some lotto plays, and I'm going to preface it by saying, please, guys, these are likely not going to hit, but I got a couple lotto ones that I'm going to sell it to you. I'm going to sell it to you to say it's not totally insane to put like $5, $10. Okay. Cost of your Starbucks coffee with better odds than the Powerball to maybe win something big. And I'll go into that in a minute, but any other single sensible props before I go into my insanity?
Nothing sensible. Nothing sensible.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to tell you guys. Okay. So because I always get like 8,000 DMs, like what section do you go to? This is on FanDuel. If you click on NFL, so just go to the main NFL page, guys. Don't go into an individual game. Then on the top right, underneath the main menu that's horizontal, there should be a little button that says more NFL wagers. Click on that. then click on weekly specials, and then you will see a bunch of red zone specials that basically, these are a lot of props that encompass multiple games. Okay. Multi-game bets. I already texted this one to Matt. I think it's still probably somewhere in this odd range. If you go into the section that's plus 5,000 and above, so you already know where I'm going. This is ridiculous, guys. Okay. So please, I'm telling you, like $5, $2, $1, whatever. Okay. $10 max. Like these are, don't go crazy unless you have a bunch of discretionary lotto fund money, which most people don't have. Okay. There's no such thing. All right. Here's a couple that I'm going to do. All right. One of them is plus 11,000. Okay. Plus 11,000. Each team to score 1+ rushing TD in the 1 p.m. Eastern games. Okay. Each team, that is not easy at all, guys. It has to be a rushing TD for all of the 1 p.m. Eastern teams. Okay. But when I looked at it, all right, I'm not going to go through it right now, but there's not much to analyze. But in the rough analysis, you're basically betting on about 4 teams out of all the ones in the 1 p.m. slate that have below average rushing offense DVOAs. So in my mind, it's like 4 long shots parlayed to get plus 11,000 odds. And that's not a real scientific way to think about it, because other teams who have good offensive rush DVOAs will get pass touchdowns, right? Whatever. I'm just saying it's a crude way to look at it is you're betting on 4 below average rushing offenses to basically, hopefully those luck out and you get those 4. And then the other ones just do what they usually do and get you a rushing TD for plus 11,000. Okay. It's probably not going to hit, guys, but if you want multi-game entertainment for the 1 p.m. slate, $5. Okay. Other one is each starting QB to have 200+ passing yards in the 1 p.m. Eastern slate, plus 16,000. Plus 16,000 odds. Again, guys, $5. Probably, I don't know. In my mind, I actually think this is easier than the other one. I think this one should be the plus 11,000, and the other one should be, because you don't even need touchdowns. You just need 200 passing yards. I'm going to tell you, though, I already know who's going to screw it up. So I'm going to warn you. Don't blame me. I'm warning you right now. I already know who's going to screw it up. It's going to be one of these 5. Mac Jones, because who knows? He might get pulled after a couple series, or his numb foot might be a problem. So he may screw it right away, and you're just done. And this long shot dies. PJ Walker, because you know it's PJ Walker. Can he generate even like 120 passing yards? I have no clue. He will mess it up. Justin Fields, because he's Justin Fields and the Bears play calling, he will mess it up. So these 3, I think, are the ones who are going to mess it up. The other 2 that are projected under 200, Marcus Mariota, 160. I actually like his over. I think he can get you to 200. I really do. Zach Wilson, projected at 171. Not a sure thing. I could see him getting you 200. So in my mind, even though you have 5 people that are projected below 200 by fantasy tools out there, it's going to be these 3. Mac Jones, PJ Walker, Justin Fields is going to F this up. But if those 3 don't F it up in my mind, okay, plus 16,000, God, I'll ride for the 1 p.m. slate. Betting on these 3 crappy passers, sure. Crazier things have happened. So $5, $10, let's ride, guys. Plus 11,000, plus 16,000. I am a moron. I'm going to preface it with this. I don't care, but this is what we love. We love this degen crap, right? So those are my mini NFL lotto plays since I did not win the Powerball.
I like it.
Look at the passion. Look at the passion for a plus 16,000. That was the best sell job I could do for you guys.
All right. Well, what about, did you have the field goal one too? Did you end up taking that one? Did you talk?
Which one? Oh yeah. Yeah.
Every team gets a field goal basically.
Was that okay? So there's 2 variations, guys. There's field goals in the 1 p.m. games or field goals in the 1 p.m. and mid-afternoon games. If you take the one with the every team gets a field goal in the early and mid-afternoon slates, it's plus 4,800. If you just do the 1 p.m. ones, it's plus 1,100. So take your pick your poison on what you want.
I took the plus 48.
Yeah, I took the plus 48 for like $20 on that one. Because why
not?
Why not? It's field goals. And you know what?
Yeah.
I think historically this one almost never hits. So I'm still going to preface to you, expect that you're going to see all of those miss guys. But God, if one of them hits, right, would be an epic story for all of us to tell, right?
It would. It really would. All right. Well, while you were talking that, I built a same game parlay, trying to fade teams that have bad rush defenses. Essentially,
let's.
So two of them we talked about. Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry. I feel like that's pretty easy to put them in a anytime touchdown anytime touchdown score, same game parlay.
Sure, I love them both. Love them both.
The next one, and feel free to veto any of these. Kenneth Walker, minus 115.
I think we have to. I think we have to ride the hot hand there.
He's been incredible. The Giants have the third worst rush defense in the entire NFL.
Yeah. And in my mind, you may disagree, audience, but to me, the Seahawks I think they're going to win this and be in a positive game script, which should help the cause of Walker getting in the end zone. So more touches.
Yeah. And the last one, and we talked about this guy, and I kind of poured cold water on it, but the Bears just struggle against the run. Tony Pollard as the last one. So if you put those four, it's about plus 960.
Oh, okay. Let's do it. Pretty
juicy odds.
Okay. My last suggestion before we wrap up, let's ride with your Ehlinger theme and let's make a crazy QB one for just like $5, like a cheapy long shot. So let's build it right now. Let's Ehlinger to score, right?
So we're doing a touchdown one. Okay.
Touchdown. Yeah. Not even just his run. Let's say he's young. Like you said, he's going to scramble. I don't know my progressions, but we're close enough. I'm going to run it in and be a hero today. Ehlinger scores.
Plus 290.
Okay.
Malik Willis.
Exactly. Let's roll with this theme. Malik, what does that get us to? Just those two. What does that get us?
Those two gets us to plus 1100.
There we go. That's it. Stop. Let's stop right there. Stop. Two right there. Two green guys who are like, I see the end zone right there. Let's just run it in, scramble, use my feet, my athleticism, whatever. Right there. That's it. That's the QB one.
So do we get crazy and add Taysom Hill? Plus 170 odds brings us to plus 3,300. I say probably not. I say we keep it for the other two.
All right.
Can you imagine how mad we would be if Taysom Hill is the one that ruined it?
Okay, here we go. Here. So let's just like $5 on that one, okay? And then for $1, let's build off Ehlinger, Willis, and then let's put Taysom Hill and Mariota.
I like Mariota.
So we'll two variations with Ehlinger and Willis. Let's go.
Mariota, where is he? That gets us to plus 10,000. $1 to win $100.
Let's go. Whatever. It's $1, guys. So we have the one with Ehlinger and Willis separately, and then Ehlinger, Willis, Mariota, Taysom Hill. Let's go. Total
degeneracy at its finest.
using your legs touchdown degeneracy today, guys.
Love it. I love it. Oh, that's funny. All right. Well, then I think that's it. We will get one of these to cash.
Let's go, guys. Let's do this. All right. Thanks for joining in, guys. Any last words, Matt, before it looks like the slate's about to kick off in a little bit? So
go Birds, go Phillies.
Let's go, guys. Thanks for checking us out. Please subscribe to the Sweat the Bet YouTube channel. We appreciate your support. Let's cash a few of these, guys.
All right. Have a good one.
Take it easy.